Welcome viewers to another edition of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, Desiree Gasses chats to the founder of Reggie Films in Otjiwarongo.
Hi, my name is Reggie Films and I'm the founder and creator at Reggie Films. Well, I think my journey actually started in the last year of high school. Reason being is KP Illist, which is a well-known rapper in Namibia. He also started rapping around the same time. And luckily we lived very close to each other. He was in the street behind and I was in the street ahead. And I was already dabbling in Photoshop, and taking pictures and editing pictures. And I was like, hey, let me try this video thing. So the first video I officially shot is actually a KP Illist cover to like an Milli rap. It was so funny. And this was shot on a Samsung Wave. I still remember the phone because it was, like 1 megapixel, if I remember properly. But it was a good ass camera. And yeah, pretty much that's where I started. And I haven't looked back since then. But the day it actually became a viable choice as a career has probably only been 5 years ago.
Okay.
Realistically.
Why did you go to tertiary?
Yeah, so I did go to tertiary, so my university degree is in architecture, and yeah, I know it's totally very far away from what videography is, but at the end of the day, it is still a creative field. I do know naturally I'm a creator, and that's just what I wanted to do. And the funny thing is, I left architecture 2 years ago full-time to, do videography. I know a lot of people think, yeah, this man is crazy. But yeah, it was probably one of the most daring and, self-inspiring moments I've done for myself to, actually live off of videography full-time.
What made you go for videography instead of pursuing architecture?
Look, so the thing is, I love architecture as well. It is a field I learned to love. So, of course, when you're in university, architecture is not that fun. But when you're actually doing real projects and you see a project going from a piece of paper that was like an idea in your head to an actual standing building, there are few things that feel as our way as that. And the thing about now videography, it also has the same kind of, message. Because the idea also starts in your head. And then you record these images and then you have to edit them, and then you see it playing on the biggest channels in Africa, which is MTV Base and Trace. It's a really inspiring moment, and also the same thing as just seeing a building getting erected. So yeah.
Okay, what advice would you give to a student who is in tertiary institution but they want to take on a non-conventional career path as videography like you did?
Well, I'd say take your time. Definitely allow yourself to explore. Because just remember, while I was doing architecture, I was learning more and more about videography. I learned everything I know about videography through YouTube. Didn't go to school, didn't pay for a course, nothing like that. So definitely take your time and really figure out exactly what it is you want to do with your life. So one thing in the beginning that I noticed is the previous market of how videography was done in Namibia specifically. They outpriced themselves away from the music industry, because our music industry is not that big. But I had to find the middle ground, of course, between creating, good videos and, providing something that the artists here can, afford. Because what was happening was there was only 1 or 2 music videos a year, big videos. There was 1 or 2 big videos a year back in my day. When I was that's 2010, 2011. And I really saw that as a problem, because I would hear all this good music, for example, with KP recording, so many songs, and you were just wondering, man, I would actually like to see a video for all these things, but it is a very costly process. So the thing I solved was basically shooting videos at a very affordable budget, which were very good. And I got a lot of nasty messages in the beginning from other people in the industry. They were like, you're messing up the pricing and all of that. But my business idea, because just remember, I also come from a very business-minded background. My business model was, there was a big demand for this. You just have to solve the supply. And solving the supply was making it affordable. So startup capital, this is also a nice story. Very, very nice. So when I graduated, my gift from my parents, usually some kids, they probably ask for like a car or something, and my first, what I asked for was a camera. It was a Sony A37, not that great. If you look at the standards, the specs, it's not that great, but it's what I started with. And it was definitely far ahead of what people were using even here, but it wasn't great. But that was definitely my initial, movement into this industry, and that's basically what grew this company into what it is today. And mind you, that camera, if I had to convert it in today's numbers, I think it was about $12,000. Definitely one of the biggest challenges I faced was because of my business model. So my business model was based on, frequency. I needed to shoot a set amount of videos every month, to make this thing work. And that was a lot of videos. So if you see my earlier days, I was dropping so many. Right now I'm probably at like 200 videos produced or shot and all of that stuff. Wow. But this year alone, for example, because now the model is slowly changing, because now we have a lot of experience and quality that we offer now today, which is of course at like international standards and stuff. So the way forward now has, the company evolved into this thing of now it's no longer a frequency type of thing. It is now a quality and brand and all of that stuff. Because now even sometimes I just get booked because they want the Reggie Films name on the video. So the funniest thing ever that I have experienced. But as a challenge, it's definitely meeting up to that frequency, which was in the beginning. So if I knew I needed to shoot 10 music videos in a month, in order to break even and make a profit or whatever, that had to happen. So funny thing is, I'm not an award-winning director, filmmaker, any of that. I'm just a well-recognized one, and I'd say the biggest achievement I've had that I never thought would happen basically is turning this into a full-time career, especially here with having a team and having people on salary. I'm paying people more than what people would get at a job that you studied for.
How many people do you have working for you now?
Right now, working for me full-time would be 3, part-time would be 4, for extras, so that would be 7 people in total. Those are the part-time ones. So in the film industry, not everyone is needed every single day, so that's why they're on part-time. Well, Reggie Films is an alias that turned into a brand, that turned into a company, that turned into the monstrosity that it is today in the filming industry here in Namibia. And what we do is we basically shoot a lot of content for artists, companies, brands, and the list just goes on.
Okay, what type of content is it that you guys shoot?
Well, our most requested recently has been commercials, but we do music videos, a lot of corporate work as well, and how do I say this? We tried to also go into shows for YouTube, because Namibia kind of needs some more entertainment. Well, Reggie Films, the name comes from 2011. Reggie Films as a company, probably 2014, and Reggie Films as a full-time job has probably been since 2020, right before the pandemic. Well, the pandemic actually helped. It's a very bad thing to say, but it really helped on my end. Reason being is because a lot of companies were transitioning from traditional ways of marketing to now online, and you needed graphical work, you needed video work, you needed visual art, and we were lucky.
So Reggie, any advice that you would give to the aspiring youth in Namibia who are thinking about getting into media, videography, commercials, you name it?
Definitely have a lot of self-belief in what you're doing. You need to have resilience, and you need to know how to stay committed to something. Reggie Films isn't something that grew overnight. I know most people only see probably the last year or 2 years, which were like the most progression in this thing, but behind that is like 7 years and probably 10 years of work that went behind it silently without people knowing. So definitely be patient, but have resilience and discipline, you know, to really get to a certain point. And I'm not even definitely like at my final point that I believe. You know, I still see a lot more for me to do. I know what I've achieved is not enough, and we just have to continue staying resilient to the goal. Number one, I would say it's, you know, the passion for the industry, and your goal should be bigger than yourself. My goal has always been that I want to see a Namibian artist, you know, on the biggest stage ever. And you shouldn't be able to notice like, oh, this is a Nigerian artist or this is a Namibian artist. You shouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's how, you know, far I want the industry to go and grow to. And as a unit, we all need to come together and really just help each other, basically. That's the only way this thing will grow. That's why I haven't left the country and decided to jump ship, you know, even though I've done a couple of projects, you know, in South Africa and Angola, you know, but like, and the UK as well. But like, the aim is, you know, to grow Namibia.
In Business 7, you get news on current economic, financial, and business matters in Namibia. The weekly show features interviews with experts and in-depth analysis of burning issues in a way that caters for ordinary Namibians and business connoisseurs alike. We crunch the numbers that matter, decipher statistics that shape Namibian lives, discuss smart money, and explore the impact of global developments locally. Money makes the world go round, so catch us on NTV, oneup2.com, and the Facebook platforms of Namibian Sun, Republikane, Algemeine Zeitung, and Namibia Media Holdings. For news-related or advertising queries, please contact B7 at synergy.com.na.
Next, Tanya Bowser catches up with Miss Plus Size Namibia 2022, Mareli Snyman.
I'm Snyman en ek is 28 jaar oud. Ek is 'n geregistreerde verpleegster in Windhoek en ja, ek is julle Miss Plus Size Namibia 2022.
Okay, so waar is jy gebore? Waar het jy groot geword, skool gegaan?
Ek is gebore in Kimberley. En van daar af het ons getrek Sekunda toe. As ons daar toe trek ons Bethlehem toe, Vrystaat. Ja, en ek was daar van graad 5, graad 6, dis nou 2005, 2006. Toe trek ons Namibia toe en ever since was ons nog hier so. Beste keuse van ons lewens gewees. Ja, en ek kan met trots sê ek is nou en 'n Namibiese burger en ek is baie trots op my land.
Julle Namibia toe kom, het julle Windhoek toe gekom of
Windhoek toe, ja.
Okay.
Yes.
En toe het jy hierso skool klaar gemaak?
Yes, ek het hier matriek geskryf en toe het ek gaan swat in Potchefstroom en toe hier kom klaar maak.
En verpleegster gaan swat?
Yes.
Is dit nog iets wat jy nog altyd wil gedoen?
Vandat ek 'n klein kindjie is, wou ek nog altyd 'n suster wees. En almal het altyd vir my gesê, man, dit is so 'n ondankbare werk en wat. En ek het vasgebly en vasgebyt en gesê, luister, maar dis wat ek wil doen. En tot vandag toe is ek net nooit spyt nie. Dis my droom. Dit is wie ek is en ek voel ek is 'n baie goeie verpleegster.
So jy was die klein meisietjie, as iemand sy vinger gesny het by vleiswerk, was jy daar met die vleiswerk?
Ja, of net om te kyk wat gaan hulle doen, of jy weet, ek was altyd daar, dit was my die coolste gedeelte, as jy jou kop opval teen 'n swembad, so ek sê, ja, ek is daar. Kan ek iets doen? Kan ek help? Ja.
Okay, so dit was maar net jou passie, jou roeping
van kleintyd af al wil ek net mense help. In enige manier wat ek kon. Ek gaan primêre sorg doen, primêre gesondheids, soos primary health care. So dit is vir my, ek hou baie van 'n one-on-one en daai koneksie wat mense vorm met die pasiënt. Die pasiënt word later soos familie.
Ja, want in 'n hospitaal hulle gaan mos weer.
Yes, ja.
Okay.
So ek hou van daai persoonlike bond wat jy vorm met die pasiënt. Veral die ouer tannies en ouer ooms. Dit is vir my so lekker om net hulle dag te kan maak en te kan sê, luister, ek het vandag hierdie tannies se dag gemaak deur te smile vir waar sy gewoonlik nie dit kon kry nie, verstaan. So dis daai klein goedjies wat 'n mens doen wat verskil maak in 'n persoon se lewe.
Hoekom het jy ingeskryf?
Ek wou dit al baie lank doen. Ek het actually nooit geweet daar is 'n misplashuis in Namibia nie. En ek wou dit al baie lank doen want ek voel dit is nodig om gerecognized te word met die vrouens wat nie normaal is nie, verstaan. En ek sê nie normaal soos dat die res abnormaal is nie, maar ek sê normaal want die society maak 'n sekere normaal en 'n sekere nie. En ek het die dag op Facebook gegaan en skryf toe in, doen my video en en ek eintlik wou ek dit meer doen vir fun, jy weet, net om myself te vind en net my self-confidence 'n bietjie te boost. Want dis iets wat ek nooit regtig, ek het al 'n paar van hierdie goed gedoen, maar nooit so groot soos jy weet om 'n land te nou mens dit verteenwoordig. Ja, en so dit was baie out of my comfort zone, maar ek wou dit doen juis omdat ek wil groei in wie ek is. Ekskuus tog. En ek het ingeskryf en ek het goeders ingestuur en al die nodige goedjies wat ek moes doen, het ek dit dan gedoen. En en toe is die groot press release gewees en ons het van daai dag af was ek van die finalis. Alles het so vinnig gebeur. Ek moes myself heeltyd herinner dat okay, dit is wat jy doen, dit is hoekom jy dit doen. Fokus. En almal het my gesê, ja, maar goed doen jy dit wat. En ek het al 'n keer vir hulle gesê, luister, ek het 'n plan met hierdie. Ek weet nie presies wat die plan is nie, maar ek weet as ek deurdruk dan gaan ek weet wat is die plan. En ons het die journey toe begin.
En dan kom jy aan nou en hulle roep jou naam.
Ons het dit is crazy. Daai aand was vir my dit het so gegaan. Dit is nie 'n ding wat jy stadig, nee, dit is baie vinnig en dit het baie energie. En jy wil dit net, jy weet. En toe hulle die top 7 aankondig, dus ek nou nommer 6 in top 7. En ek het dit, soos ek sê, ek het dit nie verwag nie, want ek was regtig, my mede-deelnemers is regtig ongelooflike mooi vrouens. En ek het dit nie verwag nie. So, en ek is toe maar net bly ek is in top 7, jy weet. Daarom iets wel. Jy weet. En toe kry ons mos nou ons vraagjies. Ja, en as ek reg kon onthou, my vraag was gewees as ek met iemand baie belangrik kon praat, in Namibia, wat sou ek vir die persoon sê? En wat sou ek wil hê hy of sy moet verander? En my kop het dadelik gegaan na mental health, want dis waarvoor ek staan. Dit is vir my baie belangrike ding, en veral nou in hierdie tyd, met alles wat nou al gebeur het met COVID en alles, en soveel mense sukkel met hulle mental health, maar nie net ook dit nie, veral vrouens, groter vrouens, wat sukkel met hul identiteit in homself. En dit vat nogal se tol aan mense as jy gesien word as nie normaal, of jy pas nie in nie, of jy is anders. En ek voel, ja, okay, ons is anders, maar embrace dit, jy weet. Maar soos ek sê, dit vat nogal aan 'n mens se mental health om, jy weet, op te staan vir jouself en die weet blou na blou te vat. En elk geval het ek toe nou die vragie geantwoord en ek is toe terug. Ek was eerste geantwoord, dit was baie erg. Ek beloof, ek het gevoel asof nee, dit was baie erg. En op die ou einde het hulle toe nou, jy weet, die top 3 aangekondig. My eerste prinses is Jojo. Ek weet wat sy regte naam, maar ek kan dit nie uitspreek nie. My tweede prinses en die meisie wat ek actually gedink het gaan wen was die eerste prinses. Michelle Mshimbe, ook van China. So stage name of wat ek kom. En toe sy wen, toe sê ek, okay, nee. Ek en dit is okay, ek is nou moeg, ek wil nou huis toe gaan. Ek wil nou nie meer nie, dit is nou klaar. Ek weet hoe, okay, dit is nou verby. Kom ek staan toe maar nou net en jy weet, smile. Ek wil nou huis toe gaan. Ek is moeg. En ek het nie verwag nie, en toe ewe skielik, toe sê hulle my naam. Ek het daar gestaan, ek sê, wat? Julle joke vir my, praat julle met my, jy weet. En ek kon voel my knie het so begin lam raak, en dus ek net soos, dit is nou, en ek het net dadelik vir Here begin dankie sê, want dit is sy werk, en hy weet hoekom het hy my in hierdie posisie gesit, en hy het 'n plan met my in hierdie posisie. So, en dit alles was net, dit was soveel positiewe energie wat gekom het van alle kante af. En dit was die lekkerste gevoel om net vir 'n slag positiewe energie te kry van mense af, instead of, jy is goed genoeg nie, jy pas nie in by die norm nie. En daar het ek gevoel, wow, ek word actually raak gesien vir wie ek is, en ek hoef nie te pretend nie, want ek is nie van plan om te back nou nie. Ek is van plan om hierdie plek te verander, mense se sieninge te verander in mental health en groter vrouens. Ja, ek het die raad wat ek vir myself gegee het, daai tyd, ek het toe ek ingeskryf het ek gesien dat hierdie ons gaan nooit 100% inpas nie. Ons gaan nooit 100% wees wat society wil hê ons moet wees nie. Maar ons het 'n plek op hierdie aarde. Anders sou daar nie 'n Miss Plus Size Namibia gewees het nie. Anders sou daar nie 'n Miss Plus Size Universe, Miss Plus Size World gewees het nie. Ons is op pad om history te maak. En as jy voel jy is minderwaardig as gevolg van jou gewig of jou lengte of enige manier waar jy nie inpas nie. Ek praat nou nie net van groot vrouens, ek praat van enige shape, enige size, enige lengte. Wees wie jy is en doen dit flippend.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@synergy.com.na.